Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. What if you're down to your last $5,000 here in the Philippines? What should you do? Should you cut bait and run? What should you do? Should you stay or should you go? Were you able to save money while you're here? Were you able to put money in the bank? So today we're going to talk about this briefly. So many stories. I'm not going to go and tell all the stories the guys are writing me about today. I'm just going to go a general overview on what's been going on. I'm down to my last $5,000, Tom. What do I do? Okay, your last $5,000. This is your getaway fund. This is your money to get out of here. What should you do? If you're old enough, right? If you're old enough, can you get a job? Can you go back to States to go to work? If you get out of Dodge, are you going into a kettle that's already hot? Meaning, are you going to be able to get a job? And if you go back to the States, what are you going to do there, right? Your wife's going to be here. You're going to be there, or can you take her with you? A lot of scenarios there. I would say if you can actually go back and maybe find something to do, make a little extra money, and go ahead and do it. Because you don't think about this, but when you're here in the Philippines, you spend money. You do. You spend money. I spend money. And I have to really watch what I spend. I didn't realize I spent $1,000 this month on what? Well, $200 here, $200 there, $100 at Lazada. I bought Ruth and RR 2 new vanities. Well, you know, $100 here, $100 there. And it just goes. They need a vanity. They need a vanity. Here in the Philippines, no such thing as closets. No closets. Even the house I have here is no closets. When they build houses here, they don't put closets in. So you just got one box room, and so you have to make your box, or make your box for closets or for clothes, or you have to buy one. They don't have chests or drawers. You know, the chests or drawers you open up. They have them, but they don't have them. They have them, but they don't have them. It depends where you go. You can buy them now, finally, but it's not normal. You go in someone's house, it's not normal. It's normal to see a rack in the room with clothes hanging on and a box somewhere with their underwear and other things like that in there. So what do? You're down the last $5,000. So I would think about heading back if you can work for a job. If not, I don't know what to tell you. It's a really hard situation. You have to make that decision on your own. So what I'm telling you now is probably the best thing to do is think about your situation. If you're able to save money, get it up there. If you're not able to save money, go back to States and work. If you're able to work. I mean, heck, you can work in your 70s. A lot of people hire you at 70. It doesn't matter. I know that I had a job offer. I'm 68 the other day, and I can go to work. No worries. People are happy to hire older people. Elderly, as they put me now. But what if you also have, in a different scenario, an alcoholic wife? She's hid it from you, or she's drinking a lot. What do? And she's always drank a lot. Maybe was she something that he said that she's Catholic, but it doesn't mean Catholic you drink, but she got hooked on wine, and she's been drinking wine, and so now she has to have wine every morning, afternoon, and night. And so she's drunk most of the time. So what do you do in that scenario? Do you seek help? Number one, seek help. Do you drop her like a hot potato and leave? No, you do not drop her like a hot potato and leave. You stay and do your duties as a husband and take care of her. She may come out of that. So the best thing to do is seek help. And I know they don't have help here for that. They don't have Alcoholics Anonymous. They don't have it. You just have to find a doctor or someone to help you with that. They don't really have psychologists here or psychology or anything like that. You have to kind of fend for yourself here. There's no such thing as a doctor that is going to help you through hard times like that. They don't have therapists. They don't have therapy where you go to therapy. I'm a gambler. You don't have AA or any of that stuff. They may have it in bigger cities, but it's not something that's advertised. And they keep it on down low here, on a real down low. Do you have to walk on eggshells being here in the Philippines? Yes. Well, what do you mean by that? Why do you have to walk on eggshells? Well, you do have to walk on eggshells. The reason why I'm saying this is don't make your neighbor mad. Don't make someone mad that he's going to be so angry with you, or a woman make her mad. Here's some examples. We recently ran into a scenario where an American made a lady mad by statements that he made at a restaurant. The lady took it like she's supposed to take it, but he kept going on and on. His wife told him to be quiet because it wasn't the food that he wanted, it wasn't the food that he ordered, and it was completely all wrong, and he kind of went off on this girl. This girl filed a case against him, and he's in jail. Filipina can file a case against anybody at any time for saying things that maybe is wrong, saying things that just because. Let me just say that, just because. Anyway, he's in jail. Found out the name and everything from his wife, only nonchalantly, but anyway, he ended up and put a smudge against him, and he's in jail. Now he has to fight a case of slander. And the new law that passed last year. You got to walk on eggshells. Listen, things that I learned a long time ago when I first arrived here. Be very careful. If you have something to say, keep your mouth shut. If you have something to say, keep your mouth shut. If you want to say something, keep your mouth shut. You're in a country that does not like anybody that's loud, obnoxious, speaking their mind. Filipino do not speak their mind. Why should you, right? And that's how they look at it. If you're an American and you're loud and you're obnoxious and you're being loud and maybe had too much to drink and you're not doing the right thing, maybe you should relook at that situation. And yes, you do have to walk on eggshells. There are times that I actually have had to really walk on eggshells because someone made me angry about building my fence, and I told him, I said, sir, I was nice, I did not tell you, and he was getting angry at me. So I said, I'm going to back off because I don't want to get this guy angry at me because there's things that he can do to get you in trouble. So I asked Ruth to step in, and Ruth stepped in and took care of it. You have to really pick your battles. You can go and you can say things that you want to say, but you have to really be careful. Now, a lot of vloggers out there will tell you, oh man, it's fine, you don't have to worry about it. Well, you do have to worry about it, and you do have to think about it. You have to think the words that you say, how you're going to say it, how you're going to approach it, and sometimes being nice is the best way to get what you need done, instead of someone being a little obnoxious. And because us Americans can go and say, hey Joe, I told you I don't want an L bracket on that. I want something else on there. I told you not to do that. So take that off and put it back on. You cannot do that here. You can, but you're going to find yourself in really territory. You got to find someone, it's a contractor or someone that can really understand who you are when you're trying to get things done. I know a guy in Davos building a house. He got himself in bad trouble because that's what he was saying. No, I don't want it like this. I want it like this, and let me do it this way, and let me do it this way. And so it ended up being longer and longer and longer of his house being built, and he's blaming the guy, and the guy finally just gave up on him. But at the end of the day, the guy went to the barangay and put a smudge on him, and he had to go in front of the barangay and the captain and get that smudge off. It's not easy. If you have a smudge on your name here, you're almost blacklisted. If you have to clear that up. You cannot leave the country. Anything you have, NBI will pick that up. You have to be very careful what you do or say. So I'm telling the guys, walk on eggshells. Walk on eggshells when you're here. Don't stir the pot, and make aware of your surroundings, and be aware that people sometimes are aware you're here. If you're nice, they're going to treat you nice. If you're rude, they're going to treat you rude. But sometimes people don't realize that it is a situation where you're not in, as I say, Kansas anymore. You're not in Kansas. You're in the Philippines. And it's not like you're in USA. You can do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. It's not like that here. You can go places. You can do what you want to do, is travel. You can do things. But you have to handle things with kid gloves. We went into a hotel in Davao, and we had a room reserved for 4 days. We got there, arrived there. It's a nice resort. And they didn't have our thing. We had it on booking. We showed them, and here's reservation. But we'd already confirmed it with someone else. Apparently, someone else came and took our room, and because they paid better money than what I paid, I got a deal on it. So, anyway, we ended up in no room. But I started to voice my opinion, and I realized I cannot do that. Ruth says, "Be careful. Be very careful." And she was exactly right. Be very careful on how you voice your opinion. You can just say, I'm very upset with this, and I'm very frustrated, and this was not right. But the opportune time is not there to do it, was to do it on booking.com. But you have to really pick your battles. Don't just go shoot from the hip type, but like a cowboy. I'm more of a cowboy. I shoot from the hip. Sometimes if I don't like something, I'll tell you straight up, I don't like it. And that's the kind of personality I have. But people understand me, and they say, Tom, you're wrong. And oh, okay, well, tell me why I'm wrong. And I'll listen, and I'll understand it. I'm a debater up to a certain extent, and my mindset is set unless you change my mind. But a lot of times, too, just be very careful when you're here in the Philippines. I just want to tell all the guys, when you're coming here, walk on eggshells, because you're going to be in a situation with a cabbie. Here's another example. Ruth and I were in a cabbie. We're going to that same resort, not at that time, for a different time, and we're going to resort. And the guy kept driving around in circles. And I said, sir, I'm getting angry, right? He was driving around on purpose so to get more money. Come on, it was only 200 peso, but he's trying to get 400, 500, 600 peso out of him. I said, sir, stop the car. He said, why? I said, stop the car. Stop the car. He says, no. I said, stop the car. So when he stopped for directions, I opened the car door. I said, everybody out of the car. Pay him money he's due. It was 210 peso. Paid him the money. We got Uber. And he stayed there and waited. We got Uber. One of the ones, not Uber, but it was one of the ones at the time. Anyway, had another car come pick us up. Another cab. He happened to be on the street over here. And as we're doing the Uber, I said, wait. And so I waved down this guy. And I said, we need to go to, White Mansion, whatever it was. He says, yeah, it's just up here around the corner. I said, let's take us there. He took us there, cost us another 50 pesos, that's all it was. Started whatever the meter was. 42, ended up being 50 peso. But the guy was doing it on purpose. Boy, did I want to let him have it. Man, I was ready to let him have it as long as and the guy was so angry. He was so angry. But you have to be so careful. Because the same thing happened to me in Manila. It's happened to me a dozen times or more since I've been here. You have to be very careful in the Philippines. I just don't tell everybody all the stuff that happens to me online because I don't want to portray that I'm Mr. Debbie Downer. I don't want to portray that I'm always negative about stuff. But yes, you have to be careful. I'm coming out of Manila Airport one time. I said I need to go to C. I need to go to the C area. Okay, fine. Well, it's just right down the road. It's within a quarter mile. Well, traffic. I'm not walking out in that traffic. And so the guy says, okay, I'll do it. Get over there. It's 800 peso. I said, how much? 800 peso. I said, hold on. Take a picture. I said, turn around. Say cheese. Oh, no. What are you doing? I said, I'm going to turn it in because Duterte has this program that if I turn you in, I get money also, which they didn't. But I was going to turn them in anyway. So anyway, I took a picture. And I said, I'm turning you in today. I said, I'm going to go on the site and turn you in today. Oh, no, sir. 100 peso, 100 peso, 100 peso, 100 peso, 100 peso. Sir, free. I said, no, here's 100 peso. See ya. But see, that's the thing. You got to be prepared. But I had to walk on eggshells. I had to be very careful how I handle that situation. If I would handle it, started raving, as us Americans do, which we will. If you're passive personality, Philippines will get to you after a while where that passive personality will eventually say, I can't take that. So you'll change your attitude on that. But it's just the way life is. That's life. That's life when you're outside the United States of America. We're spoiled. In America, we're spoiled in America. We're very spoiled. Guess what? We have hot water all the time. We have drinking water we can drink. So I should do a video on that. Thank you so much. See you guys next time.